again when they. Look who it is. Pound for pound, baby.
Night of fights, live and free on Spike.
Beautiful shot.
Featuring lightweight legend Benson Henderson. Battling Brazilian knockout artist Patricky Pitbull.
Unbelievable.
I'm gonna beat up Pitbull and make a statement.
Bang.
Plus feared strikers Paul Daly and Lorenz Larkin go to war.
It's over.
And the Bellator debut of Big Country Roy Nelson.
I'm here to knock people out.
Man, September 23rd, 2017. Bellator 183, man, San Jose, the SAP Center. I'm going to this event. I went to the last Bellator, not the last Bellator, or the last Bellator that was in San Jose, because it's basically right up the street from me, you know, 20 minutes right next door. And that card was dope, so I'm going to this one too. Probably gonna leave here in the next hour and a half, get there a little early, try to catch all the prelims, and yeah, man, Bellator 183, baby, is stacked. I'm not too familiar with all the fighters at Bellator like I am UFC. Well, I'm not even too. I know a lot of UFC fighters. Not a lot of Bellator, but I'm familiar with some of them. Like I don't know any of these main undercards, but who's on this undercard? Look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 undercard fights. That's solid. And then the main card is Aaron Pico, Justin Lin, which Aaron Pico had a lot of hype behind him. I remember I've heard his name a bunch of times, and then he got signed to Bellator. He had his debut on the I can't remember what Bellator that was, but it was the Madison Square Garden one where Chael fought. God damn it. Wanderlei Silva, and he fought that older dude. I can't remember his name, but I know Aaron Pico had a lot of hype. Hella people was tweeting about him. Hella people was talking like this is the future. Whoopi's hella young. He's like 20 something, low 20s, and he didn't get knocked out, but he got caught with. I remember he got caught with an uppercut, bing, and then I think dude put him in a guillotine and choked him out real quick in the first round, like super fast. So, and I'm glad how they did this one. They didn't put no hype behind him at all in this fight like they did the last one. They kind of like blew his shit, you know. So hopefully he comes out and performs well. I don't know this Justin Lin character, but I'm excited to see what he's talking about, because I mean, regardless, Aaron Pico ain't got really no promo time or like play time for this card. And I think that's because so much what happened last time on his last card, so, and he lost, you know. So hopefully he comes out, performs, or Justin can stop the hype train again, you know, which there isn't much hype as of now, but people are still keeping their eye on him. I know that for a fact. Adam Piccolotti and Gotti Yamachi. I'm not too familiar. I've seen Adam Piccolotti fight. I couldn't tell you what fights though, man. I couldn't tell you that. And I don't know who Gotti Yamachi. I'm not too familiar with them. But I know for a fact I've seen Adam Piccolotti fight Bellator before a couple times. I couldn't name who he fought, but I definitely seen him. And then of course we got Lorenz Larkin, Paul Daly. And you know, I saw the weigh-ins. I was watching the weigh-ins, or not even the weigh-ins. Excuse me. Well, I watched the weigh-ins too, but what do you call it, like media day face-offs, and they was beefing. I don't know what was making them beef or where it stemmed from. I think it might be the hype, but it's like, you guys don't need the beef to hype this fight up, because anybody that knows MMA knows Paul Daly and knows Lorenz Larkin, and it should be a fucking war. You know what I mean? Those two are beasts. Lorenz Larkin lost his last fight against what's his name, Lima, the title holder in welterweight. And then Paul Daly lost his last fight against Rory McDonald, who is now fighting for the welterweight belt against Lima, and that should be dope. That's in the future. But yeah, so they're both coming off losses, and these are both ex-UFC dudes. I think they both fought in Strikeforce as well. I know Paul Daly did. I'm not sure about Lorenz. I think Lorenz fought in Strikeforce as well. That should be a war, man. That fight is that's the fight that I'm most excited about, especially because, you know, I get to witness Paul Daly and Lorenz. They've been in the game for a long time, so it's just like an honor to be able to witness him fight in person. You know what I mean? Because fighting in person, when you witness fights in person, bro, I promise you that shit is way more live than on TV. I mean, you get the best view, I think, like technical view when it comes to TV, because you can see everything and you can see all the transitions and people setting up certain specific things, like especially in grappling and shit like that. But yeah, fucking being there live is a whole different experience. Everybody, the vibe, the people are dope. You know what I'm saying? The other fighters are around, hanging around. You see what's up with them, get some pictures or whatnot. You know what I mean? So it's dope. It's a dope look, and I will be posting all my footage. I will be posting all my footage that I get on here as well on my channel. So that'll be dope too, so everybody can see that. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna film a bunch of shit, and because, man, when I went to UFC 214, I filmed everything. I lost all my footage, so I lost everything that I had, so I couldn't post nothing on it. It sucked, man. But this time it ain't gonna happen. I already made sure I got everything in line and in order to you know, not fuck up, basically. Well, co-main event is Roy Nelson and Javi Ayala. Javi Ayala. I haven't seen Javi Ayala fight at all, to be honest with you. But Roy Nelson, I always fuck with Roy Nelson because he's, you know, big country, fat boy. You know what I mean? And he wins, man. And like, it's crazy because like he's never in, like, I mean, his conditioning is insane. He could go 5 rounds, 3 rounds, whatever. He can last. But it's just crazy because how fat he is and how much extra fat he has on him. But he can condition well. He's just like, hey, man, I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to eat what I want probably and just rock out. But it's dope. So I get to see Roy Nelson fight, which is super dope to see, you know what I mean? Because I know he won, I think it was Tough 10, the Ultimate Fighter 10, I think, with, you know, Brendan Schaub, Kimbo, Matt Mitrione, all them. And I'm pretty sure Roy Nelson won just putting everybody in a crucifix. He put everybody in a crucifix and fucked them up. I think he was doing that because he didn't want to damage everybody up like that or whatnot, but that shit was tight to watch. Yeah, so it'll be dope to see Roy Nelson fight. And this is his debut in Bellator, you know, since signing with Bellator. This is his first fight. And it's going to be dope, man. I'm excited to see that. So I'm thinking that's going to be a knockout. You know, I'm just saying heavyweights, it's hard to go to decision. They might go to decision. I've seen Roy Nelson go to plenty of decisions before, but I don't know this Javi Ayala dude, so I can't even say. I'm assuming that he's a stand-up fighter, and you know, I've seen highlights and stuff like that, but I never seen him actually fight live, you know, like not even on TV or nothing. So I don't know nothing about him. I can't even really say much, but I know Roy Nelson, and Roy Nelson's gonna bring it. He brings it every time he fights. I think his last fight was I think he fought Bigfoot Silva. I think that was his last fight, was Bigfoot Silva, if I'm not tripping. I think it was Bigfoot Silva, and he knocked out Bigfoot Silva. And I remember that's when he like had the controversy when he like kind of pushed the ref, Big John McCarthy, and got in trouble from that from the commission because, you know, you're not supposed to touch the ref at all or whatnot. And I don't know what happened with that, but I remember that happened. I think that was his last fight. I think the last time we seen Big Country was when he fought Bigfoot Silva, and then that happened, and then I'm not sure if he fought after that, and then his contract was up, and then he signed with Bellator, which is a good look, man. I'm happy. I'm super excited for Bellator, man. They on the come up, and they're signing fighters like you know, Gegard Mousasi. You know, they got Rory, who's fighting for the title. If Rory gets that title, man, that's a huge look, man. That's super dope. And then you know, they got their own people like Patricky, which is fighting in the main event. Benson Henderson versus Patricky. I don't know his last name, but I know the Patricky Pitbull. And I saw him fight at the last Bellator I went to when he fought, what's his name? Dude that head kicked Nate Diaz, like one of the only dudes that ever really stopped Nate Diaz. Come on, man. Pretty boy dude, Josh Thompson. And knocked Josh Thompson out cold, smooth out cold with a right hand. I was watching from the, you know, in the crowd, you could even see. I was like, man, this fool got his hands held low, and then boom, overhand right just came and just slept him. Crucial, man. Like, and it was dope, man. That was a super dope fight to see, man. And I loved it. So Patricky's fighting Benson Henderson, and this is at lightweight. So Benson Henderson, I think his last fight. Is it Chandler? Was it Michael Chandler his last fight? It seems like so long ago because Chandler already fought since then. It might be Michael Chandler. I could be off, man. If you know the answer to that, write in the comments. Let me know, because I don't know. I don't remember if it's Michael Chandler and he lost that, and then he fought somebody else. I think Benson Henderson fought in San Jose, actually. I remember it was a November card because it was the card. I went in February, last February, and then I think the November card was in San Jose as well. And I think Benson Henderson fought Michael Chandler there. I think. I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because Michael Venom Page fought on that card as well. But I can't, I'm not, man, I can't, I got shit memory. My memory is jacked, and, you know, it's ganja, all the ganja I smoke, but, that's neither here nor there. But, yeah, and then Benson, so this would be a good fight, man. I saw yesterday, at least yesterday, the underdog was, Patricky, which is, I guess, but, I don't know who's gonna win this fight, man. I could see Benson winning, grinding and out and winning, and but I can also see Patricky knocking Benson out, man. It's just, you know, it can go either way. But Benson's a grinder. He thugs it out and puts, you know, he comes forward. He's always moving, and you know, he's always exciting. I always like Benson fights, man. He's a dope dude. He looked fucking phenomenal shape, you know, at the weigh-ins. You know, even though you're all sucked up, but he was chiseled. I was like, damn, man. But yeah, so that was dope. So that's dope. And then, yeah, that's the main event. And I also seen something like the first 5,000 people that get to the Bellator event early, get a, what do you call it? Fedor Emelianenko bobblehead. And it's like a limited edition and whatnot. Hey, man, I'll take that shit. You know what I mean? I keep it in a little package. You never know. In the future, man, Fedor might be a fucking, you never know, man. Fedor's already a legend, but I'm saying, like, you never know what could happen in the future. But guess what? If it becomes worth money, I'll sell it so fast. You know what I mean? What else is going on here? Oh, yeah, UFC Japan was yesterday, which was dope. I like that, man. Oh, man, Ovin St. Preux got 3 Von Flue chokes in the UFC. There's only 5. There's only 5 Von Flue chokes in the UFC. Ovin St. Preux got 3. That's crazy, man. That's insane. And then the Jessica Andrade, if y'all didn't see Jessica Andrade and Claudia Gadelha, they fought. Man, and it was crazy because I was thinking, I don't know why. For some reason, I was thinking Claudia Gadelha was going to go out there and win. But, whoa, was I wrong. She looked good the first minute and a half, maybe. Minute and 45 seconds, she was firing shots. Her hand game was looking right, but she just, the gas tank dumped, emptied, and then from there on, her hands were down. You could see it. She could barely move. She was putting her back on the cage. Like, she could barely even get off the cage. And then Jessica Andrade just put her will on her and just dipped her, pounded her, was banging with her, and just beat her up, man. Just beat her up on all levels after that. You know, after the first minute and a half of the fight, bro, I'm telling you, I don't know what happened. She gassed hella quick. And then, yeah, man, and then she just got beat up, man. It was fucked up. And then ain't nobody beat on her like that, you know. I mean, she only had, now this is her 3rd loss. She only lost the first 2 to Joanna and Jacek, so, and no one's ever beat on her like Jessica Andrade. So now it's like, she was number 4. So Jessica Andrade is number 4. Claudia Gadelha is number 1. So now I'm thinking they flip-flop or something. Either they flip-flop because Rose is number 3, and Rose got the title shot with Joanna. And then number 2 is Carolina, and Carolina's not headliner. She's fighting on the Poland card, the UFC Poland, and I know it's GANDNSK or something like that, or GANDSK. I'm going off the top of the head, I don't know, but it's one of those. And Cowboy Cerrone's headlining that card with Darren Till. But yeah, and so I'm wondering if Jessica Andrade is now going to take the 1 spot. Rose is locked in with Joanna, so maybe Jessica Andrade, if Joanna wins, maybe we'll see a rematch of Jessica Andrade and Joanna. But if Rose wins, I'm thinking, I mean, respectively, they better give Joanna a goddamn rematch, you know what I mean, for all this work she put in. I mean, this will be her 6th title defense if she does defend it, which will tie Ronda Rousey's title defense record for 6, you know what I mean? So, and then I mean, shit's getting interesting over there because then the 125 division, The 125 division is opening up. You know, they're doing the Ultimate Fighter now. We're gonna have a champion, you know, in the next month or two or whatever. You know what I mean? And then we got options because Valentina can come down to 125. Joanna can go up to 125. Maybe we can get that MMA. I think they fought in Muay Thai like 3 times and Joanna lost. I think those were Joanna's only losses too, man. I'm getting carried away. I'm just rambling and going with all this shit. You know what I mean? But man, that'd be super sick, bro. Like they open that division. Joanna goes up. Valentina comes down for the title. Somebody got to beat the 125 title holder first. You know what I mean? And then we can start. And then they can start figuring out what's up with Valentina coming down and Joanna going up to 120 for that. Because I mean that's a fight that fucking everybody would love to see, and it'd be sick, man. I'd love to see that shit. But honestly, in all honesty, you know, Rose is like one of my favorite fighters, Rose Namajunas, and I'm fucking pumped to see her fight for this belt, man. I honestly think if there's anybody to beat Joanna, I think it's Rose Namajunas, man. Her stand-up and her striking is on point, that karate. But, man, Joanna's striking is like second to none. You know what I mean? To zero, to not a person, man. Her striking is phenomenal. You know what I mean? And, so it's going to be sick, man. Well, who else was on that Japan card? Teruto Ishihara, he won, man. It was dope, man. He was firing off, but then he got kicked in the dick like 3 different times. You know what I'm saying? On 3 different occasions, so they took a point. Which, fuck, man, they should have took a point for sure because you get kicked in the dick 3 times. Like it looked painful each time. Like ugh, and it's just like it almost hurts you. You know what I mean? And you're watching it, it's like, god damn, bro, that shit is violent. But who else fought on that card? It was just last night too, and I can't even think. Oh, Takanori Gomi and Dong Young Kim fought. It was a fast knockout. I had a feeling that was gonna happen. Takanori Gomi, I think, is done. You know, he's a legend in the game. Been around for fucking ever. You know what I mean? Since the Pride days. What did they say? I think he's the first lightweight Pride champion ever. You know, he's just a legend. But I think he's on like a 4-fight losing streak. And then Dong Young Kim just blazered him with a fucking straight boom. Put him on his butt, you know what I mean, and then just fed it to him a couple times. Ref jumped in, stopped it, and so he won. Who else fought? Who else was on that man card? Who was on that goddamn card, man? I can't even think. I know that what's his name, Jussier Moriga. He fought that big ass, long ass Asian in featherweight. He's like 5'10", 5'11", big, long bodied ass motherfucker, man. And he was doing cool too. And then John Moriga just took him down and fucking did what he wanted with him and took his back and strangled him, sunk that thing in so nasty, and. Yeah, it was a good card though. No finishes until the main card, but still, man, that shit was sick. Oh, here we go, Fight Night Japan. Let me see who was on that card, cause that shit was live, man. I was streaming on my phone cause I was at work, and then for the most part, and then when I was coming home, I got to catch Claudia and Jessica Andrade. I got to catch that fight. I got to catch that fight. Fucking. I got to catch that fight at home, so on TV. I got to catch the Jessica Andrade and Claudia Gadea and the Oven St. Preux and Yushin Okami. I got to watch that. And that fight, man, just went quick. He do shot and then just, you know, gave him, I mean, you can't say gave it to him, but he basically gave him the Von Flue choke, because once he dipped him, he put his head in his armpit, and then once he got his head wrapped around his armpit, you see Oven St. Preux just inching for it. He reached around and just put his shoulder in there, like, and just fucking boom, lights out. You know, they stopped it probably 2 seconds after he, like 2-3 seconds after dude was already asleep. You see the leg drop, boom, leg drop, and it was just boom. Woke up like, oh shit, you know, he was out. But it was a tight fight, man. It was tight. So he's ranked number 6. He's supposed to fight the rank 5, which is Shogun, but you know, hey. But yeah, man. Let's wrap this up. I've been talking and rambling way too much. Bellator 183 today, man. If you like this video, if you don't like it, whatever, you want to show love or you want to hate, man, comment, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Show love, man. Talk shit. Do what you got to do. Do something. You know what I mean? Peace.